Good morning, everybody. Hey, I just wanted to take a few minutes this morning to kind of illustrate what the financial situation is for most Americans today and kind of our approach to helping people get to a better financial situation and get their money working for them instead of the other way around. So I'm going to try to tilt this here a little bit, hopefully. Yeah. Okay. So unfortunately today, about 95% of families or people in our country, and this is honestly whether they're making $1,000 a month or as much as $10,000 a month. Often what we see is that these two situations are actually both in the same situation at the end of each month. They're dead broke. And it's because in our country, we've learned that the more money we make, the more we have to spend. And of course, we know that that's kind of an erroneous belief, but that's how we've been conditioned and programmed in our society. And of course, there's a remaining 5% that does something a little bit different. And that's kind of what I'm going to illustrate here and show you how we take people from this 95% to the 5%. We're trying to flip those for people, and you can't really see, it says 5% there. Okay, so if I were to draw out how money looks like for most Americans today, it would look something like this. Okay, so I'm going to draw a circle here. All right, so about half of the money people make is going towards, I'm putting LE here for living expenses. So anything it takes to live a life and survive and basically be a human in our society. So whether that's getting gas, paying for food, water, electricity, rent, your mortgage, half of it is going to that, okay? And then there's another huge chunk here that is actually going towards taxation, good old Uncle Sam. And I tell people, really, taxation is the biggest barrier to becoming financially independent. It is not how much money you're making or bringing in and putting in your pocket. It is how well you're able to legally, let me just stress that word again, legally avoid taxation. Now, I am all about I want to pay my fair share of taxes. I care about having policemen. I care about having firemen. I want to feel protected. I want to have nice roads, but I do not want to pay my unfair share. And I hear people say all the time, well, but I pay my taxes and then I get it back. I get the return. Well, really, that's just a free loan you're giving to the government, right? So that's something you kind of have to keep in mind. But also, at least here in the state of Texas, think about all the taxes you're not getting back. You're not getting back the 8.25% sales tax. You're not getting back your gas tax, your property tax. There's actually taxes on your phone. If you're actually walking around and paying attention as you go through life, you realize that a huge portion of our money is going to Uncle Sam, okay? So, and then another portion is good old-fashioned American debt. So we don't really manufacture a whole lot in this country anymore, but man, we sure do know how to manufacture a lot of debt. So this is really a plague against our society. It's getting worse and worse and worse. The average credit card debt right now is over $16,000 in the average American household. And it works. It's with you day and night, right? It's your constant companion. It's one of the biggest causes of divorce. It really takes a toll on people, their money, and also just their mental health, right? So, obviously, what is the one thing that is missing? If you want to have a financially successful future, what's missing from this pie? Well, I hope that you said some sort of savings or some sort of investments, because that would be the correct answer, right? So if people are lucky, they're fortunate enough to maybe eke out a tiny little sliver here of savings. And that's only, if they've even been taught how to do it properly. There is a proper way to save. So either, they're not doing it at all or they're not doing it correctly, right? In a way that's actually going to be beneficial for them. And the problem is a lot of financial professionals will say, okay, so we need to have a conversation about kind of where your money's going. So, you know, I know you go to Starbucks every morning, right? So let's cut that out. Let's also cut out on going out to eat. Stop going out to eat so much. Stop putting your kids in camp. Maybe start carpooling, whatever it may be. Of course, a part of me is being a little facetious. I'm kind of exaggerating, but that is, it's all about budgeting. Like what amount of money or what part of the pie of living expenses can you open up? This is not bad advice. However, it is not sustainable, okay? So this is like telling someone who is wanting to lose weight to cut out their absolute favorite food, you know, the food that's you know, one of the biggest issues for them. So donuts or ice cream or whatever it may be. And they may say to your face, okay, I can do it. And that might last for 2 or 3 weeks. And then they're back to the same old habits because you're asking someone to deprive themselves of their lifestyle, and we're creatures of habit. So every once in a while, a new idea comes to an old industry. And that's where we come in, okay, is we say, hey, what if I show you how to legally reduce your tax burden and get out of debt faster, consolidate your debt more quickly? Well, then we're opening up a much bigger piece of this pie for you to start a savings program, okay? So that could look like a lot of different ways, right? So that could be maybe you are needing an emergency fund, okay? Maybe you need to start a college fund for your kids. Maybe you're underinsured. Maybe you're interested in looking at investment options, whatever it may be. It depends on what your needs are. But you're able to open up a bigger piece of the pie towards a savings program, take that money from that pie, pay down your debt faster, and even put money back into your living expenses. So you're pumping that back into your living expenses. And all we've done, if you notice, is we're not taking any more additional dollars out of your pocket. We are rearranging what you're already paying out. So this money that you're already paying out to Uncle Sam and to debt collectors, we're saying, hey, let's take just a portion of that and start bringing it in for yourself and building something for yourself and your future. So we are just reallocating your dollars. Now, how many people need to know this? I would argue everybody, right? Everyone needs to know that this is an option. This is something that they can do. And if I could show you how to do this, don't you think this is worth your time? You know, I'd be happy to sit down with anybody to help anybody kind of work through this and get this strategy going for them, because this is the strategy that we use in every single plan that we create. So anyway, I hope this was educational for everybody, and have an awesome rest of your week. Happy Hump Day.